Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Lee from Creative Lee here on Sunday 2020 with FLOSSTUBE number 43. Different angle today. Look at me mixing it up. Holy crap, look at my grey. Not really. Yeah, I thought my hair appointment was last week, but it's not. It's this week. I think I'm going to do a big chop because my hair's getting long, and I don't like long. My hair gets too long, it's like witchy hair. Anyway, welcome if you stumbled upon my video. This is a video about cross stitch, but you wouldn't think so, would you, from the intro? And welcome back to my friends and subscribers. I appreciate your support and lovely comments. And yep, as per my little bonus video last week, I was just so excited, so happy that Dad did well with his cardiac ablation last week. I just had to share it. As far as I'm aware, he's doing good. I will ring after this video. He usually has his home care around 10 AM to help him with his housework and stuff that he can't do because of his combination of his shoulder being buggered and his, not allowed to do a lot of strenuous stuff. But funny story, wasn't that funny? Dad lost his bloody phone. So Dad only uses a mobile, an iPhone, which is kind of hilarious because he's so untech. Well, as he said to me once we got reconnected, that he hadn't realised how reliant he had come on the iPhone, with all the phone numbers in it and the things and the internet and all that. Basically, he probably needs help for me to talk him through getting his phone back on the Wi-Fi at home. And then he said, the guy changed some of his passwords. It's like, I need to know his passwords because I have to do stuff for him, like check his email and get him out of trouble. So I'll ring him after this, and let's just say my dad and I get on really well, except when it's about technology. The only time we get, I don't want to call it an argument, but tense and high tense conversations / yelling / throwing our hands in the air and going is related to tech, and it's particularly hard to guide him and his little fat fingers through over the phone when I'm like trying to do the thing on my phone, saying, right, the top of the screen you'll see a blue bar, and thank goodness if he didn't have an iPhone I wouldn't be able to help him because I don't know Android at all. And anyway, I need to find a little iPhone friend that I can get it to pop around and help him, like someone I trust, because that person's going to get to know his passwords and stuff. Anyway, he's doing pretty good when the thing we're stressed about is a freaking phone, right? So it's really good. Anyway, that's kind of exciting. Next Friday begins my vacation. Be on holiday for 8 working days. So excited. Got so much to do at work to get ready for that, like get my reports to the point where all I need is the financials, and might have to do some long hours this week, but that's okay. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be scrapbooking retreat, so there probably won't be a lot of stitching being done that weekend. And I don't know what I'm working on. Pretty much the only time I really do scrapbooking these days is when I go to a retreat. And this year's been weird because the first one in February, March, was when Dad arrived unexpectedly, and I only went for a few hours every day because it's like usually 10 till 10 Friday and 10 till 10 Saturday and half of Sunday. And then the one in June I had to cancel because obviously that's when I went up to help my dad with his surgery and stuff. And then so this one can happen, and it's less than 50, it's like 18 people, so even at level 2 we can still do it. But hopefully on Monday, tomorrow, we get an update on our New Zealand plans for New Zealand to what our alert status might be. And we're hoping in Wellington at least we go to level 1. In Auckland, hopefully at least they go to proper level 2, if not level 1. I wouldn't be surprised if they go down to level 2, which basically the difference between 2 and 2.5 is, I think, gatherings. They're only allowed to gather in numbers up to 10. So the Auckland folks can't come to the retreat if they're only allowed to gather up to 10, because even if they travel out of town, they're supposed to take their restrictions with them. I wouldn't be surprised, but at proper level 2 you can gather up to 100, and we're only like 47 at the retreat, so, and that's still 5 weeks away, 5.5 weeks away. So hopefully, even if they extend Auckland for level 2 for another week or so, I don't know. It's just, I want them to be able to come, and we don't want them to have to pull out or anything. We want to meet these people, and people are excited. So yeah, 5.5 weeks of retreats, that's pretty cool. And I met up with a friend from work yesterday, and we decided to go, and we had similar errands to run, so we decided to run them together and did some buddy errands. And she decided, she dragged out an old cross stitch, the name escapes me, it'll come to me, you know, very prolific in the 80s with all her cross stitch design. Anyway, she decided to finish the one that she'd started, and but she needed to go get some threads and stuff. But anyway, she brought along a bag of old charts and things that she said, look, you take these for your retreat for the goodie table, the freebie table. So that's kind of cool. So I've got a few more of these charts of this lady whose name I can't bloody remember, and and some other bits and pieces, and quite a lot of baby stuff and precious moment stuff and all that. But you know, there might be people who want to ditch a birth sampler, and I don't know. It's the sort of thing where people have stuff in their cupboards they're not using, so time to pass it on. But she did have this. So this is a chart, something that I stitched, 120 million years ago. And it was a freebie, and that you used to get, and I'm pretty sure at this time DMC, it was around the time that they had released their flower thread, which they don't do anymore. And I remember when I stitched it, which I'll show you in a second in case you haven't seen one of my early videos where I did my finished, what do you call it, FO parades. So I remember when I picked this chart up way back in the probably early 90s, and I didn't date my piece because I don't know why. I had wanted to buy the flower thread, but I was really not earning much money. I may even have been on the freaking unemployment benefit, and post uni can't find a job, so I just did it in DMC, which is fine. And now of course they don't do flower thread. If you did want to do it in a flower thread, which is essentially a really fine, it's probably similar to a number 12 pearl cotton, right? You could sub it with other things. Anyway, I'm going to give this away. So she gave it to me, I was going to take it to retreat, but I thought someone else might want to do it. So I'm going to give this away. It's got like something she wrote on it, but anyway, here's how I stitched it. I did a little bit of modification because I wanted to. So that's when I stitched it back in, it would have been mid-90s, I think, because I'm pretty sure I remember living at Edgecombe with my dad the year I was unemployed, and going down to the little wool shop that sold flower thread, and looking at it going, I wish I could afford this. So I would have stitched this around 1993, 94-ish, I'm pretty sure. But you see the little verse, the kind hearts, the garden, I centered that. And on the original, it's left aligned. So basically, you can change stuff, right? So if you'd like to, I'll post it anywhere, but it will be folded, but just in a standard business envelope. I'll say tri-folded, but it's long, so whatever. Folded like this, stuck in the mail. So I want you to say hearts. So say like stitch the hearts, or just type the word hearts 97 times in comment, and I will put you in the draw, and probably draw this next week if I remember. I'm usually really bad at remembering to do that. You have, just mention hearts, and none of that giveaway malarkey, just be sensible. Avoid the trolls. So, pretty cool, y'all. So thank you, Karen, my friend, for giving that to me. She may watch this one day, because I did let it slip, and I did videos, so she goes, oh! So, this is where they are. I really should work out where to stitch this and put my initials and a date or something. I could totally sneak them in either side of, like, down here somewhere, just like... So, let's get on to some stitch. I have a tiny, tiny little haul. So, you may remember... Gosh, did this arrive way back in June? I bought this, I think... When did I buy this? June? I'm pretty sure that I bought the second hand. I know I bought the second hand. I'm pretty sure it arrived when I was at my dad's and I got it sent there. And it's Ink Circles Blackstone Fantasy. It was originally stitched or charted with Kerry's Creation threads, which you can't get anymore. And this particular, the shade of the square frame, which you need 3 skeins each of 2 colours. The main kind of variegated one is this amazing blue-green variegation, which is just really, really hard to find in another, it's quite unique. And the suggested, if you get a new version of this chart, or we go onto the website, Ink Circles website, there's a suggested alternate fancy floss, but I just don't like the colours. So, and I don't want to do a DMC. The DMC variegation that they suggest doesn't rock my socks. Well, who knows, maybe inadvertently I picked the colours. I have no idea, because I can't remember what they are. However, I decided, well, I'm going to have to go left field, right? So I should have taken it out of the bag, but I didn't. No. So I've gone with these 2 as the main variegated threads in taking out the bag, the cross stitch bit. I mean, it's a glossy photo, so it didn't really help. You could argue it got worse. So the curved frame, I'm going to try 4130. Yes, I coughed up for some whatever this one's called, variations, I think. Yeah, variations. 450 in New Zealand. So that'll be that one. And then while it's charted for the outline to be in a variegation, like it's... I'm just going to go with one of my favourite reds, the 22. Is the sort of outline, I guess, of the curved frame. And the square frame you need 3 skeins, but my store only had 1, which is fine. I don't need it all today. And that's 4145. So I'm going with more of these olivey, sagey sort of greens, outlined with, I think, 3053. So that'll be the square frame. And what I would do is give that a go, really. I don't know what I'm going to stitch it on yet, though. I think it's charted. I think it was stitched on 32 count. Something, Etterman fine. 32 count, I then have to use 2 strands for the... It's 2 strands for the cross stitch. If I go down to say a 30, you have to work out how big it is. It's 225. Basically, I wouldn't need 3 skeins of this $4.50 thread if I went down to something smaller, probably, and just use 1 strand. But I probably will do it on 32. So I need to decide what linen or even weave I'm going to do it on. And then once I've stitched all the frame, I'll worry about what I use for the black work. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's charted for 7 different colours, and because I've changed my colour scheme, I will just worry about that later. Sound fair? But anyway, that'll give me, so that was my entire haul. Very exciting, right? I will have my Rainbow Club arrive this week from Country Stitch. Catherine said she was a bit kinder this month for me on the colour of fabric. I'm determined to use that navy 40 count. Might stitch something for my sister. If anyone has seen anywhere in New Zealand that I can get May I by All Through the Night. I might stitch that for my sister. She's got a navy and floral duvet cover, so kind of might be nice to stitch that for her. It'll be quite little on 40 count. It'll be quite cute. Yeah, so I haven't seen anything around. I could put in an order through 123 Stitch, but I just was wondering if anyone knew, if anyone stocked All Through the Night, May I. And I've talked to Nancy at Victorian Motto, and I'm putting my membership on hold, my club on hold, until I get caught up with stuff arriving, because yeah, still waiting for 4 months worth of stuff to arrive, and I'm just nervous to pay more money for stuff if it's when I don't want to be months and months behind. So that's all the haul. Not very exciting. Stitching. So Samplers September continues. Week 38 of the Year of Blackwork. This is only showing up to week 34. Year of Blackwork was released this week, so I stitched the whole row, probably since last time. I don't remember. I might even have stitched more than that, but that's where I'm at. I didn't iron anything today because I ain't got time. Gosh, the internet or the Facebook page was having a conniption regarding this very light colour. What was that, 928? It is light, but so is that. It's quite light. I know, it was fine. So it's pretty easy to see in person. I mean, no, it's not easy to see in person. But it's a nice contrast. And then we start with the 500 row, 500, 501, 502, yeah, 50, 500, 501, 502, 38 something. So then we go to greens. So only 4 more rows to go, and then we're finished for the year. But of course, I only started this a few weeks ago. What, a month ago? It's pretty. So yeah, it's a Year of Blackwork by Peppermint Purple. So I'll put that away because I can't be bothered stitching one tiny block. It feels like, yeah. So I will put it away until 4 more weeks when we get the next row, and I'll stitch that because that's how I roll. The sampler that got the chunk of the month is Halloween Quaker, which this chart is was a swap I did with Tara, the 805 stitcher. So she sent me this. She had 2 copies of it, and I sent her HL's Moth by Kathy Barrick. So Halloween Quaker from Lila's Studio, stitching this on 40 count Halloween smoke linen from Country Stitch. Started in April. I intend to finish this before Halloween. I'm probably going to make it into a cushion. I'm not going to frame it. I'm not ever going to have, like, I don't really do Halloween. I just really, but this is a cool chart. So I'll probably do it into a cushion, and then I can just kind of bring it out and just have it. Heads up. So yeah, so show you where I'm up to in a minute. So I think this will be a bit of a focus to finish in October, and then if I get my A into G, I'd like to finish it into a cushion or a little pillow and have it on the brag table at retreat, which is on Halloween. We're not doing Halloween theme because we're in New Zealand and we just don't roll like that. However, that'll be kind of cool. So I have to find fabric and some kind of trim. I want some nice bushy sort of brushy trim, and I should have ironed it and I didn't, but that's okay. I can't do everything every week. So there we go. I have got not that much to do. So, and I'm leaving the big witch in the middle. Now I know because there's counting errors on this side, I kind of had to come across this way and come around so that the top, make sure the top lined up. So then I can just put the witch in the middle wherever she'd need to go, and then the Halloween bit. So if I counted from here to do Halloween, something would have gone wrong, because like where it says Halloween at the bottom, Happy Halloween, and I still haven't decided what I'm doing in I don't want to do the H for Halloween or the W for witch, which is what I read, that's what they stand for. Yeah, on the back of the chart it says the W on the sampler stands for witch and H is for Halloween. I don't want to do that, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And I've already put in the year that I'm going to, so I'm looking at the chart. I've already put in my initials in 2020, so I definitely have to finish it this year, but I will. So pretty much I stitched, since you last saw it, that bird, that owl, this motif, that, this and this, that. So basically this bit, and that, and that, and that, and that cat. So quite a lot, right? So that's what I did this week. It's looking pretty good. So combination, I still love that little village down the bottom. So this is stitched on, with a modified, a mixture, partial conversion, that's what I'm trying to say. Partial conversion, but very similar to the call for. So as I said, this chart was originally so it was a chart that came to me via a swap, so a bit of a heads up. I'm going to finish that in October. When I finish it, I'd like to do the same again. I kind of want to pass that on, and I'd like to do a swap with someone. So if you like that chart and you think you have something that I might like, I'm more of a samplery kind of person, something that either you've stitched or that you don't think you're going to stitch or you have two of, I'll reach out and see if anyone wants to swap with me. And yeah, it's been quite nice. It was a good opportunity to get to know Tara a little bit, and we message every now and then, and yeah, it's kind of cool. So come October, that will be a pass the stash opportunity, but yeah, I'd like to swap with someone to get something unexpected back. And the last thing, because I had friends come for dinner yesterday and I was out and about, I didn't have a lot of time for stitching, so I just worked on my Saturday stitching is to do a little bit of R-Kade, which I started in September, which I'm stitching on with, so R-Kade by Long Dog Sampler. Look at my hand, looking cuticle. R-Kade by Long Dog Sampler, 36 count Geyser linen from Country Stitch, using SILKS4U PR137, DMC 500, and Kreinik blending filament 085. So started 5 September. I lost the little thingy off the end, so I need to get that under there. So I did a little bit yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon, I can't remember, yesterday, and I just did the that D through K and then the silk across the top. So I just did that row of silk and all of the letters there. So yeah, just a little bit of again, every X gets you closer. I sort of feel like the colours are getting a bit washed out. They're probably closer to, so yeah, it doesn't really do it justice, but that's the way it is, isn't it? So pretty. Yep. And that is my stitching for the week. Next up on the sampler September list for the week will be, well, I won't be working on that black work for another month, so that's okay. Hello and Quaker will go away till October. Next up will be the Quaker Seasons of Friendship, so that'll get a bit of love this week as I move up into the top row. I think so I'm halfway done, so I can move up to the next row. Work on summer? No. Spring? I think it's spring, can't remember. So that'll be kind of spring or winter, depending on which way I start. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll get a few motifs done. It's quite good, the Quakers, because you kind of can get a bit done and go and stop and go, well, I got a whole motif done, like a mini finish. And then on Saturday I might get a little bit, so probably because I'm going to be at a retreat potentially from 10 till 10 on Saturday, I can maybe I'll get one of these smaller bits done, you know. We'll see. So I'll probably be less stitching next week, but I'll have a little bit of haul because I'll have Catherine's package, which I've also got in that 2 skeins of weeks that are for my berry bowl sampler that I ran out of, well, I'm getting really low on, and also a bit of white 32 count for another project, because you've got to have projects coming. That's it. Don't forget, if you want that chart, go in for the draw for that chart. Why don't you say hearts, Hearts, and otherwise, happy stitching, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.